Hey everyone, so we are doing a Joy-Con repair on my Switch here because as you can tell here, I have two broken nubs. You know, when you push the button back here and it releases the mechanism to get your Joy-Cons off, you don't need to do that on mine. In fact, you apply a little bit of pressure and boom, they pop off. And that is because on here there is a little plastic, it might not show up too well, there's a little plastic piece in there that is actually broken, and it's broken on both of my Joy-Cons. So I thought today I would take them apart and replace those plastic nubs with this metal set that also comes with the tools. Now, I ordered this on Amazon a while ago, I just haven't gotten around to it, but with E3 coming up and me taking this with, I don't want any chance of my Joy-Cons falling off and my Switch falling down, whether it's on the show floor, on the airplane, or wherever I happen to be. So I figured, just like when I replaced the back plate, let's get these nubs replaced so we have a more permanent fix to this issue. I know there's a lot of temporary fixes out there, but I wanted a permanent solution, and I feel like these metal locks will do it. Now, when I ordered this kit, it did come with the necessary tools, because you will need a tri-wing screwdriver. I also happen to have a specific repair kit just for Switch to take apart everything. But you know what? We're just going to use the included tools here, and let's just get to it. So I got my box cutter here. We're gonna. All right. Now, I have never taken apart the Joy-Cons, so this should be fun. Alright. So the kit comes with 4. We only need 2 of them, so I'm going to keep 2 of them in here. How do they have these in here? Oh, they're behind a piece of tape. Oh, that's nice. Alright, so we're just going to take 2 of them out because we only need 2. I think all of them are exactly, oh wait, no, we need, alright, so they are different. One is for one side, one's for the other. I'm not sure which one goes on which side till we get into the Joy-Con here. Now, I've heard that taking apart the Joy-Cons themselves can be a little bit dangerous, and that is because some people have lost their NFC functionality, so we'll test NFC functionality after I'm done here. I have not watched any how-to videos on this, so I am just doing this straight up as we go. So now we're going to take these Joy-Cons off, and we're going to start. You know what? Let's start with the most difficult one, the one that everyone says has issues. That is the NFC side one. So we're going to set the Switch aside here. And this, and then we're going to get a zoom in here so you guys can see a little bit more of what's going on. Alrighty. So on the back here, it looks like we have 4 tri-wing screws, and that is in this kit. If you happen to buy this particular kit, I think that is this green one. And I'll have a link in the description to purchase this kit. I think I only spent a few dollars, maybe $5 on these nubs. So I've never taken apart these Joy-Cons, so there shouldn't be anything stripped in here, because I heard one of the screws inside here is very easy to strip, but it's not a screw we're really going to have to touch. So everything should be okay. Now, as always with any piece of electronic you've never taken apart, you should be careful. I actually ruined one of the screws when replacing the back plate that if I was a bit more careful, it would have never happened. But I don't believe in looking at how-to guides when I'm doing videos like this, because I think some of you guys might just think, oh, you can do it as well. And, I mean, this should be a relatively simple repair. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going around the edge, and I'm kind of pulling the plastic apart here. And seeing if there's, okay, there we go. See how it's split? So we're opening it up here. We gotta be very careful because I'm sure there's ribbon cables in here. And we don't want to break a ribbon cable. Alright. Alrighty, yep, and there are some ribbon cables. Cool. Alright. So, with it like this, I think we just need to mess with the rail. So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to disconnect the rail from here, because I think we need to release the button mechanism, the black button here. So we're going to go ahead and use the black screwdriver, which should be just a standard Phillips head, because it's a tiny Phillips head in there. And we're just going to take this out. And I think this is the screw some people said that they sometimes have stripped, but that one didn't strip, so that's good. I'm going to pull the rail off. We're going to take all our screws and put them in here so we don't lose any of them, especially that little tiny one. All right. And we'll leave the button right where it is because we shouldn't need to mess with the button right now. All right, so from what I can tell, the part we're replacing is this right here. This plastic part here. And when I take it out, you'll notice where it's broken. Now, it is a push-in mechanism, so I imagine there's a spring. In fact, I can already see right here that there is a spring. And it looks like it is held in by one screw. So I'm gonna hold, I don't want this to spring off because if I lose that spring, I'm in trouble. There's no backup springs with this kit. So I'm just gonna hold down that metal piece and undo this Phillips head screw that they have sitting here. Oh, don't move on me. This screw is pretty well in there, probably put in there by a machine. All right, I'm gonna take that off over here so we don't lose it. Interesting that there's like marks inside of my Joy-Con. Never been open. All right, now I don't want this spring flying out, so I'm just gonna kind of see if I can pry this out without it flying. I'm gonna see if I can grab a little flathead or something that'll fit in there a little better. All right, so I've gone ahead and got a little flathead that might be able to fit underneath this metal a little better to pry it up. Again, oh yeah, I'm way under the metal now. And I don't want this to fly off. I should probably, no, it doesn't look like it's gonna fly off. There we go. It's much easier to get with a flathead, a small flathead. Again, you don't want to bend the metal. Okay, all right, there it is. All right, now we want to remember the orientation. I'll set that aside over here so remember how to put that back in. All right, so now we got the little plastic piece here, and I feel like it being spring loaded, I should see if I can get the spring itself. Let's see here. Okay, the spring is not going to fire now because what I did is I flipped this up so the spring is facing down. It's no longer spring loaded. All right, I see the issue with it already. Let me grab the spring here. Nothing wrong with the spring. Does look like these screwdrivers come with are magnetic tipped, which is great. All right, so here is the Joy-Con plastic nut that is being replaced. Focus in there. As you'll see, there is an indentation on there that's not supposed to be there. Let me grab the metal one to show you a difference. Which is the correct metal one? I believe it is this one right here. So if I hold these up, and the camera decides to focus in camera, there we go, you'll see that one side's completely flat and the other one's not. So we're gonna put this one in here. Now if we remember how this came out, I think it was in like this, flipped up. So we're gonna kind of reverse order this, get this spring in here, see if we can just insert this. I'm not exactly sure how this goes back in. I know it's not like that. Okay, it's kind of like that. So we kind of gotta push that spring in to create some tension here. It might be easier with the flathead. All right. Yeah, it was a little easier to do with the flathead, and I think that's all of the tension we need. All right. And I think that's it. Now I think it's just reverse order and put this thing back together. right, so for the test, let's put it on here and all right, so it is not functioning properly. That is never good. Is it stuck? The button is stuck. I wonder if the button is inserted improperly here. I think this button's inserted wrong. So if you look on the button, the focus is in there, there's a little extra nub sticking out, and there's a little slot here that I think the nub goes in. So I think the button was actually just inserted incorrectly. I think it sits in there like that. And let's reconnect it and see if the button works a little more smoothly now. I feel like it was hitting some resistance. And that resistance will be gone with this reconnected. Just something to double check when you're putting the button back together, is all. Alright, we got our Joy-Con back together, and now we're going to slide it on and see if it works. So you still get the satisfying click now. Oh yeah, that thing is not coming off. And then let's press the button, and off it slides. So there you go, the button is a little bit more stiff, but I actually don't mind that. It lets me know where you have a good lock. So that is your left Joy-Con, just to prove it's working. Home menu here. Well, if you can't already tell it's working. So everything appears to be A-okay here. Alright, so now we're going to skip and do the exact same thing to the left Joy-Con. Alright, so now we got to put that together. As you can see, the Joy-Con's not coming off anymore. Push the button, comes in, push on, nice satisfying click. Same with this one. Take off, put back on. Nice satisfying click. Everything appears to be working, and I would call that a very simple, very easy repair. We did it. We used this little kit here with these extra screwdrivers that it comes with to permanently fix our sliding off Joy-Con broken nub issue. Alright folks, I have a link to buy this stuff down in the description below. As I said, it's relatively cheap. You just have to wait a couple weeks on shipping since it does come from China. Comes with all the tools you need. I do suggest that you have a small flathead available to pry off the one metal bar, but otherwise it is very easy to do. I would call this one of the simplest fixes besides putting on a glass screen protector that you could do for your Switch. And I suggest if any of you guys are having Joy-Con issues that you go with this method of fixing it versus the tape and all the glue and all the other methods that people have tried out there, because this permanently fixes it and makes these Joy-Cons work as intended. Alright folks, I'm Nathaniel Alpha from Nintendo Prime, and if you like this video, you know what to do, and if you dislike the video, hit that dislike button, subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.